Hi, Tino Wake here for the Litmus test. I'm here with Chris King, the Coordinator Arts Culture and also the Manager of Laycock Street Theatre. Thanks for having us, Chris.
Thanks for inviting me.
So what makes for a fabulous theatre experience?
Oh, look, many things, and I think it starts at the front door. For us at Laycock Street Theatre, it is about customer service right the way through, so the experience is good from the time you book to, you know, obviously what you see on stage, which can be subjective. So a variety of production I think is really important, especially in this marketplace. And always, you know, looking to do everything as best as you possibly can.
Tribute shows?
Oh, look, I think if you're talking about the programming of a theatre, I think in our market it's really a mixture. It's an unusual marketplace, so the tribute shows, your dance schools, community theatre. We have this wonderful asset called Gosford Musical Society, you know, which is an important thing for our theatre. The GMS sort of utilise 15, 16 weeks a year, depending on the program, and they attract 20,000 people. So that's really, yes, really is unusual. And the quality of their product is quite amazing, and has been getting better and better and better. That, along with other shows, professional children's shows are very good in our market. CDP Productions, 26 Story Treehouse, things like that. But I'm also very proud that we have had Bill Shakespeare here before they played at the Opera House last year with Henry V and this year with Hamlet. And then companies like Shake and Stir, you know, 1984 was a great show. So those professional companies, Jolly Productions with Calendar Girls, trying to find that mixture and make sure that, you know, on behalf of the ratepayers, that we invest their money wisely.
And why do you not think there's any professional companies here on the coast?
Well, you know, to mount a professional company is really a big deal. You know, you've got to have the staff and you've got to pay the staff. So you're looking at a fair amount of money. I guess I'd have to question whether the wonderful ratepayers of our LGA, when there are so many areas of the LGA to cover, would really support that. When they are treated to such wonderful offerings, you know, and our local community theatre, and there is certainly a division between a professional company and community theatre, but the standards of some of the community work being done by Woodward Little Theatre and Gosford Musical Society in our LGA and in Wyong, you know, their local groups, goes some way to that. What we've looked at doing here at Laycock Street is to start to activate or reactivate the Don Craig Room, which is our little performance space, 110 seats. Gosford City Council invested reasonable funds to get the chairing right. We've just, you know, we were going to film in there today and we can't because we're remodelling. But partnering with new companies and other people to create a true partnership. We have the venue and the technicians and the know-how, and they have the shows. And one example I would cite as that is Civic Melancholy, which was Art Central funded and brought to me by our cultural officer and said, you know, look, they're really not sure. We've got to play Wyong and Gosford. How do you think it will go in the Don Craig Room? And we got the producer in. At first he was a little bit, oh, I don't know how this will really go. Cut a long story short, we did stage it here and in Wyong. It was a fantastic success. And culturally amazing. The people who really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful room, and that was the start of partnering. You know, we have another thing called Kickstart, which is about James Callahan and Emma Hughes have got a company where they're encouraging younger performers and musicians, but to really aim high and to create some new product. So I'm very excited about what's happening in the DCR. And for us, realistically, that's where we're going to go. You know, if someone came to me and said, look, you know, we want to go for funding, and we have written letters of support for a couple of companies, and it's a company called Drop Bear Theatre that we've utilised the Peninsula Theatre with for a couple of productions. I'd be more than interested, but realistically, you've then got to, you know, I don't know that you can just stay here. You'd have to look to tour, and that becomes a whole other thing. What I'm trying to do and what my team are trying to do here, and what Council's trying to do, is really create a professional customer service and focused venue for the region, and try, if we can do that, I think we're doing well with, as I say, a variety of programming that if you were a resident, you could look at that program and go, oh gee, I would have liked to have seen that, I would have liked to have seen that. If I can achieve that with 90% of the residents, we're doing okay.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
And what's the future of Australian theatre, do you think? Especially at the community level.
What's the future of Australia?
Yeah.
Look, the future of Australian theatre, I think, is secular. You know, it's going to. We're in a time now where we're obviously really concentrating on jobs and infrastructure. So our council is looking at building a brand new performing arts centre. So that's really exciting, and hopefully that's going to create jobs and be a great community asset to take us to another level. As far as touring product goes, I think we're a ways to go there. There's some great touring product out there. Some of it, and because our markets are so diverse, and this is my opinion, we belong to an organisation called APAC, the Performing Centres Association, and our conference is next week, so I might have had a better answer for you after that conference. But each market is just so diverse. It's really interesting to know just how that touring product's going to go, because we have a certain sort of market. So the shows we try and pick from the selection, and there's a broad selection that we can budget for, that we can accommodate on our stage. It tends to be the CDP 26-story treehouse type shows, as I said, shake and stir. You've got to be prepared sometimes to take a loss on the shows,
right.
And then the question is always, the question of, is it important to have this for our community at a loss? And again, I just think of the ratepayer. I'm a ratepayer. Would I value that? Yeah. Having Bell Shakespeare here in our theatre, I can cop a little loss on that if it's going to be culturally beneficial to our community.
Well, it's not for a lack of talent, is it?
No, I think there's some holes. One thing that goes really well here is the Calendar Girls style of show, and the lighter comedy, professionally done. I think when I look out there, I know this last year we've been looking, my team and I, and there wasn't a lot of that sort of product available to us, or there might have been one and it just didn't fit into the tour. And of course the professional companies are looking to create tours that are financially viable, and that's got to be a good thing. So I don't know there's any magic answer. I know that both the presenters and the producers are looking to get together and try and resolve that. But of course it comes down to funding, and then, I have my own views on funding. You can't fund everything, and I know from our own council's point of view, the ratepayers there's a finite amount of money, and in truth, sport, culture, roads, rates, they're all very important things. And from a local council's perspective, and from a creative point of view and a cultural point of view, culture's important. I think Gosford City Council, let me say, I know that the organisation I work for are doing a fantastic job at supporting the Regional Art Gallery and the Peninsula Theatre and culture in general. We're doing some great things in culture with our cultural officer and of course this theatre. And we still continue to look for the best touring product for our market.
That's great. Did you have anything you'd like to add?
No, just make sure everybody comes and gets out. I think the best thing that live has got going for it, be variety, be it rock, be it pop, be it whatever, is that it's live.
Yes.
Okay? And no matter what you can see on your screen, no matter what, and I watched The Voice last night, some of the most amazing effects visually I've ever seen, and Jessie J, one of the judges, commented, he's an international star. It was stunning if you were there.
That's right.
If you were there. It would have been great. My wife said to me, wow,
atmosphere.
Imagine being there. It's about being there. I'm a Rod Stewart fan, went to Rod Stewart's concert. Lifelong ambition. Loved Rod Stewart since I was in school. We were way up the back, didn't matter. We were there.
Right.
The atmosphere was there.
Yep.
I think that's the great thing about live, and it's almost right under our nose, and we almost reinvent it. Kids discovering it. You take kids to a theatre for the first time, any sort of decent show, and see their reaction. It is amazing.
Yep.
So live. Let's keep it live.
Keep it live. Well done. Well, thanks very much for having us. We'll see you again soon on the Litmus test.